Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ritchie Roundup. I think it actually worked properly tonight. I did it right. So here we are. This is my fourth show today. I think I did the TJ Riggins show, the political smoke show. That's what I am. Actually, I'm a political smoke show. Then the regular TJ Ritchie show on WBT, and then now here we go, the Ritchie Roundup. Look at me, just ripping and the tearing. That's what I'm doing. Political Smoke is it's a podcast I started today from my garage, aka my garage, as the Brits would call it. And I talk about cigars and political things. So you get both in that. All right, so here we go. Stuff I didn't have time to get to during the WBT TJ Ritchie show, the political show. I found this delightful lady on the social medias. She is, I believe, from Africa. And if you notice, for a long, long time, there has been this myth, this lie that people have been told, black people have been told mainly, that it's impossible for black people to be racist because in order to be racist, you have to have some sort of power. And because this is like a Jesse Jackson kind of thing back way years ago, you can't be racist if you're black because black people don't have any power. So no matter how much you hate white people or how much you think your race is better than the white race, you're still not racist because you don't have any power in the United States. So it's a constant way to keep or an attempt to keep black people under the thumb of the racist Democrat party bosses. And you say, so you always have to be voting for Democrats because Democrats are the ones fighting for you, trying to get you that power against, this systemically racist country that has been racist from its inception, and people are still, they're still teaching that, and people sadly are still learning that. Now, another thing that goes along with that is when now it's white people don't have any culture. It's impossible for white people to have culture. It's everything that white people have in the world, they stole from other people, be it the black people or Native Americans or, whomever. White people didn't invent anything. We stole it all. We don't have culture. Our culture is just whatever we've stolen from other people's culture. Well, this is a lady from Africa, and she begs to differ. So listen how delightful she is. Love this lady. Listen.
This to white people. Yes, you can. You can be racist to any race, period. Racism goes all ways. It's not a one-way street. Racism is judging someone because of the color of their skin. Racism is discriminating against someone because of their race. When you say white people have no culture, that is racist. When you call millions of white people colonizers based only on skin color, that is racist. Denying a job to someone more qualified because they are white, that is racial discrimination. That is racist. Saying I don't trust white people, that is racist. You scream racism all day, but ignore it when the target is white or pale. That is not anti-racism. That is racism with a preference. Racism isn't just about black people. Racism isn't just about history. Racism is about now, and it affects everybody. Racism is racism, no matter who it is directed at.
Right. Now, racism itself, the definition of racism has been hijacked, and it's been changed over the years to fit the narrative. Racism, by definition, means that you believe that biologically your race is superior to another race. So it's not telling an offensive joke. It's not making a stereotype, or espousing stereotypes and that sort of thing. It means that you believe that as a person of your race, you are superior by birth to another race. That's racism. All the other stuff is bigotry or prejudice. But as the left continues to try to manipulate people and to brainwash people and indoctrinate people, they are constantly changing the language. And because, they're Marxists. The Democrat Party of today is Marxist. So they're constantly changing things, just like white supremacy. That's one of the most dramatic accusations that you can throw upon someone. They're a white supremacist. Well, a white supremacist has always been someone who is the old definition of racist, like the KKK or skinheads or, any of those old organizations that believe that their race is superior to others, right? But now white supremacy is something that you can't even control as a white person, according to the left, according to the Marxists. You just have it in you as a white person, and there's nothing you can do. Your whiteness, your white supremacy is not, being a member of the Klan or anything like that. It's just the fact that you're white, and the fact that you don't even realize your white supremacy and your whiteness and how horrible it is makes it even worse. You're even more of a white supremacist if you don't admit to it. You see, because there's no way to combat that. There's no defense for that. And so the people on the left, the communists and Marxists that run the Democrat Party now, they weaponize and through that way of saying, hey, what, you can't even do anything about it. It's like the microaggressions. This is what you're doing, but you don't even know it because it's a microaggression. It's all just, tricks in order to keep from having to have an honest conversation and debate facts. So then you tell people you are, in a situation in life, if you're not happy with your situation, it's not your fault. It's this person's fault. And you, this person, you need to make amends for what you've done to them. Now, the racism or the bigotry and all has always been politically on the left. The Democrats have always been the party of true white supremacy and true racism and bigotry and all of the things. So when you have all of these, so-called civil rights leaders who run around and the civil rights leaders, and then I talked about this today on the Political Smoke podcast, which you can find at tjritchie.com. You can look it up on, I don't know whether it's been posted on YouTube or any of those yet, or Facebook Live, but I think so. Just follow me on all social medias at tjritchie.com, and you can get all the stuff. But you get these Marxist professors and these so-called civil rights leaders, and what I talked about today, these evil pastors of these churches, and stand in these black churches and act as and put yourself out there as the spiritual leader of all of these people. They come to you for you to guide them in their faith, and then they poison their minds with stuff like this, like white people are always they're white supremacists, and their whiteness is stuff they can't even control, and white people are the reason that you're poor or whatever else. And all of that is to enrich the pastor and have the pastor powerful, through the Democrat Party. And it's sad, and it has done things to our country that have kept us apart. The worst thing that could happen to the Democrat Party bosses and the people who are what I call professional Democrats, where you make a living by being a Democrat, not just a Democrat voter, but your livelihood is connected to the fact that you're a Democrat. Then your interest is to keep people at odds with each other. The worst thing that can happen is for white people and black people to live completely in harmony, and for black people to realize that they've been kept down by the Democrat Party. That's why the Democrat Party will they will eviscerate a black conservative. Look what they do to Clarence Thomas. Look how they treated Condoleezza Rice. I mean, there is no rule against treating someone in a racist way if they're a black conservative. Democrats of all colors think that they deserve whatever you give them. I mean, they really treat them badly because they think that the Democrat Party thinks that it's entitled to black votes. And if you're, like Joe Biden said to that low-life cretin Charlemagne the God during his first run against Trump, if you haven't decided whether or not you're voting for me or Trump, then you ain't black. So it's just like black votes, automatically the Democrats are entitled to black votes, which is racist itself. That idea is racist and is meant to keep black people down. The Republican Party is the party of Lincoln, the party that was created to fight against slavery. The Republican Party was created in Houston, Texas, with 20 black men and I think 4 or 5 white men. It's what I have learned. But this constant white people stole everything they've got. White people didn't invent anything. White people have no culture. White people are just takers, and they've taken everything from black people, and that's why black people are so many black people are poor and living in poverty, and all of that. The whole thing. It's cruel. It's absolutely cruel what they've done to an entire race of people in the United States. They've robbed so many people of their desire to reach individual greatness that it's just it's a travesty. Horrible. And it takes someone, someone from another country to come to America like this lady and say, hey, you don't get it. You just don't get it. So I thought she was spectacular and wanted to share that with you. And I would say that I didn't have time to get to that on WBT tonight, but I wanted to save it for this. It's a little something special for the Ritchie Roundup. So cool. That's it. I was going to say I got to go to bed, but I don't. It's Friday night, baby. I'm going to stay up and watch a little TV. That's what I'm going to do. Ain't nothing but 9:20. I would keep doing this, keep talking and stuff about this, but I've already been talking for 10 hours today on a microphone, and I'm sick of myself. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Remember, God loves you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And I appreciate you watching and listening. You're awesome. Talk to you Monday morning on the TJ Ritchie Show.